Welcome back to The Person Everyone Needs. I'm your host, Webb Hoggard, and I'm continuing my conversation with a 10-year-old. I just picture sitting around a table with a bunch of 10-year-olds and them all looking at me, which would never happen, okay? But if I could, these are some things that I would say, some things that I heard as a kid around that age that probably changed my perspective, and it shouldn't have. I wanted to share a couple things with you today. And so this is the thought, is twofold. Number one, I want you to know that you are unique. God made you special, and He loves you very much. Okay, you are unique, but I'm gonna back off on that just a little bit and actually say you're unique, but you're not special. Okay, you are unique. There's no one quite like you. Your thumbprint is completely yours. There's no other human being that is quite exactly like you. I can talk about your personality. I could talk about the way you look. I could say you look like your dad or you sound like your mom. I could say your personality fits this kind of person. I could talk about a character on a TV show. I can try to relate to you 1,000 different ways. But here's what it is. I know you are a unique person. You are all to yourself. But at the same time, you're not special in the sense that your story isn't like everybody else's. Look, if you're struggling with depression, I just want you to know you're not the first kid. If you've had crazy thoughts come through your mind, you're not the first kid to be struggling with that. If you are mad at your parents, you're not the first. If you're thankful for you're not the first kid to be going to. If you've had to watch your family disintegrate in front of you and you've had circumstances that have pushed, you're not the first kid if maybe you've been sick, you've had disease, or you've had cancer, or you've had some autoimmune thing. Listen, you're not the first kid to go through that. So I don't mean to say like you're just another pawn on the table, but you are unique. You are absolutely unique, but everything you're going through is pretty common for everybody else. And the reason I want you to know that is because the enemy of your life wants you to think that nobody could ever understand you. So keep it to yourself. No. I want you to know you are unique. There are things about you that no one else is, but most of what you struggle with is common to all of us. Paul tells us in the Scripture that there's no temptation unique. The struggles that you have, people throughout Christendom for all of history have struggled with them. The feelings that you have, the desires that you had, they're called the flesh. We all have it. We all have it at differing degrees in differing areas, but the truth is, the areas of our life that we're struggling in, that is not the place that you are unique. The devil, Satan, Lucifer, your enemy, the adversary, the person who is against you, your accuser, he would like you to believe that everybody would be horrified if they knew what you were struggling with. And I'm just telling you today, that's not the case. Your struggles are the things that connects us together. We all are struggling with something. You are unique. God crafted you with His own thumb. The things that are in you, the talents, the gifts, the ideas, the visions, all of that is creative. God is a creator. The part of you that's not special is the part that is the flesh. This is what Solomon said, supposedly the wisest man who ever lived. He said there's not a new thing under the sun. Does he mean that there's no such thing as creativity? No, he's talking about all the things under the sun. God is above the sun. The areas of your life that you're actually unique have been crafted by the thumb of God. But the things that are on this earth, those things, the things under this sun, are the things that never change. I know we live in technology day, but the same sins that people struggle with today through technology were a part of the past. People who are struggling with gambling or looking at people's bodies that they have no business doing that, all that has been common throughout the years. That doesn't mean because it's common that it's okay. Absolutely not. It's also, these common things have been a common problem. So bad, in fact, that the reason that you have adults in your life that are telling you, like, stay away from alcohol, stay away from drugs, is because most likely they've seen people who have ruined their lives through that. The reason that adults say things like, keep yourself sexually pure, keep your eyes pure, keep your body pure, the reason they say this is because we've seen people who have ruined their lives by acting like that part of their life wasn't sacred. It wasn't important. It is important. And the more you're able to protect yourself and take care of yourself, the better off everyone is. So if I was sitting at a table, a bunch of 10-year-olds, I would say to you today that you are absolutely unique. There is something about you that no one else has. But the troubles that you're going through, you are not alone. This is not a special problem. Your brain is not more broken than others, and your schedule is not more intense than others. There's some of you might be PKs. I'm thinking about some of the young people that I hung out with recently. They were preachers' kids, and there's this idea that preachers' kids are missionary kids, that no one could ever understand what you're going through, except all the other million preachers' kids and missionary kids that there are. Like, I understand that unique in your context it may be, but unique in the understanding of the world, it is not. If I could sit at this table and encourage you, I just want you to know that without you, there's something beautiful in the world that will be dimmed. We need you to be you, and I don't need you to be a second-rate anybody else. I don't want you to be like me. I don't want you to be like other friends I have. I don't want you to be like Yoda on Star Wars. I don't want you to be like Leonardo and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't need you to be like anything else. I need you to be you. I want you to be you. That's what makes you unique. But when it comes to the difficulties of your life, don't hide them. Satan would love to have you hide your problems. Confess your problems. Well, to anybody? Just confess them to all people? Should you go around and just tell everybody about all your problems? No, 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 no. I'm tired of that too. Too many people in our life walk around and they talk about their trauma and their feelings and their past and their depression and their anxiety. I'm not asking you to like put a piece of paper on your chest that says, hey, I'm struggling with all these things. But do definitely take it to somebody who cares about you. If you can't talk to your parents, find a teacher. If there's not a teacher you trust, find a pastor, find a friend, find a Sunday school teacher. Find someone who's a little bit further down the road than you are to bleed on, to discuss these hurts and these pains. And I think what they'll probably tell you is what I'm trying to tell you right now. You're going to make it. You're going to make it. Don't lay in that pit forever. At some point, decide, I'm getting out of this pit and I'm making a life of it. I'm not saying those things will forever go away. They probably won't. But the longer you lay in that pit, that's what makes you dead. Come back to life. Realize that there are unique, beautiful, and creative things about you that are going to change this world if you'll do them. That nobody in the world could do them exactly like you. But when it comes to the frustrations, the difficulties, the depression, the darkness, understand, we're all carrying something. We're all struggling with something. You are not alone. You're unique, but you're not special. Satan hates you just like he's hated every other Christian in the past. Satan hates you just like he's hated every other child of God in the past. He's coming after you. Nothing about you is special except for the parts of God he crafted with his own thumb. He crafted you in your mother's womb because he loves you. He loves you. He loves you. I've known far too many people who have been crushed either by the high expectations of people who believed in them. Oh, you're so special. There's no one in the world like you. You're going to do great things. And when you don't feel like you're doing great things, you are crushed under those expectations. Some of you are following that. Some of you have been crushed by Satan's schemes of telling you that no one would accept you if they knew what you were struggling with. No one would love you if they knew that you were having an issue with this. And so I'm telling you right now, first of all, you are unique, but you're not special, okay? There are things about you that the world needs to see, and there are struggles that you're going through that many of us are going through together. Don't be crushed by either side of that. Don't be crushed by the fact that you have a destiny. You do have a destiny. You have a purpose, but don't let it crush you. Let it inspire you. And at the same time, don't be crushed by the difficulties of your life. We are all struggling with them. So rise up every single day, doing all that you can to become the person that you will eventually be. Also understanding that the struggles in your life, you are not alone. And you can make it. And if you can do that, if you can say yes to the sun and no to the darkness, if you can walk toward the horizon and get out of the pit, if you stop saying to yourself, I'm going to hide myself because people would be ashamed of who I am, and you start saying, I'm going to display what God has given to me, who I am, I'm going to tell you, that's the person everyone needs.